Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I'm so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. All right. Thank you, Divine. Ashe. In this reading, we're going to take a look at and channel messages of why people cannot get enough of you, why they love your essence, your energy, why they love spending time with you, and why you're unforgettable. If it's a person from the past, why you're unforgettable, and if it's a person in your present, why they love being with you. Now, regarding these messages, it could pertain to someone that is currently in your life or someone that you're attracting. It could also pertain to a past energy. I try not to focus on that, but if the vibe is really strong and that person is coming through very strong, then those messages will come through. So just take the channeled messages as they resonate, okay? Now, to start off, there were 3 songs that came through, okay? And the first one is called Can't Get Enough by Barry White. I heard this song so often growing up because my dad loved Barry White. So the message here from that song is that your love and your presence, it never feels old to people. It never gets old. When people are with you, it always feels like they're with you for the first time. You have a very fresh energy. You have fresh ideas. You have a fresh outlook on life. And that's one reason why people come back to you, or why they want to be with you, why they never want to really leave your presence, is because you have a very unique perspective that always feels refreshing, okay? And it's kind of like that idea where, like, if somebody comes to you and they have an issue, maybe they've been struggling with it for a while, they've been battling something in their mind, right? And it could have gone on for days or weeks, for a long time. 222 on the timer. Thank you, Spirit. You provide balance. So a person will come to you with something they've been battling for a while, and then they express it to you, and you say something that it just like pops up in your mind, or it seems like it was right at the tip of your tongue. You say something so easily and readily, but it's brilliant, and the person has an immediate, like, hanged man type of moment in the tarot where they automatically see things from a different perspective. You give people a very fresh outlook on life and on ideas that they might be struggling with, okay? So that's that. The next song is Can't Get Enough. They were all called Can't Get Enough. But it's by J. Cole, okay? And there's a particular lyric in that song where, well, it could be offensive, so I don't want to say what it is. But in other words, what I channeled from the song is that you have, or your presence, your energy has caused people to question their sexuality. So if they were maybe bi-curious, or they were thinking that, you know, maybe they're on a path of discovering themselves, you have led at least one person to question their sexuality. And because of their strong attraction to you, not just on a physical level though, not just on a physical level, it's deeper than that. It is physical because you're extremely attractive, but there's a deeper level of attraction that goes beneath what the eyes can see. And so you have led someone, not that you did it intentionally, but you've led someone to say, am I this? Or would I want to maybe experience something with this person? And it's because they're so drawn to you, okay? All right. And the last song I actually had never heard before, but it's Tamia. It's by Tamia. And the only song I had really heard of from her was Can I Spend the Rest of My Life With You with Eric Benet. So I never heard this song, but it's called Can't Get Enough. And it popped up as I was listening to the J. Cole song. So She says, when I think about you, I think about giving myself to you because you know I want you and I will do anything. I know you're thinking the same thing. So what came through there was that there's somebody that you are currently or have been telepathically connected to. And the attraction that you feel for this person, they feel it too. When you are thinking about this person, they're thinking about you as well. So if you have wondered, why do I keep thinking about this person? They keep coming to my mind, but I'm probably just thinking about them. They're not even thinking about me. No, they are thinking about you. This is a telepathic connection, and you definitely have a lot of similar thoughts about one another. Also, she's talking about the physical relationship between them, between her and her lover. And she says stomach muscles getting tight. So what came through there was that this could be a person that you work out with, or that would want to work out with you. Like, you would want to be physical with one another, but not just like romantically. This is a person who imagines doing physical activities with you that are fun and maybe physically demanding, but fun. Working out. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's that. Ashe, thank you, Spirit. I am going to pull a couple dice to see what comes through from Spirit here, to know what it is that people just can't get enough of when they're with you. Why they're so drawn. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So this one, first of all, with the dice, they feel like they always win when they're with you. So whenever a person is with you, and this is one person that's particularly coming through, but it could be several, okay? But it's a particular energy that's coming through. There's someone who feels like they took a chance on being in a relationship with you because they had been hurt before. They experienced a lot of pain and sorrow in previous relationships. And so for them, choosing to be in a relationship was scary because they felt very sort of not ruined by their past. They considered themselves ruined. They thought that they were ruined. But when they were with you, they realized that there was hope. They realized that love with you was worthwhile, and that it was worth taking a leap of faith in order to experience that time with you. Okay? Also, people see you as being willing to take a chance on life. It's sort of like the Fool energy and the tarot, where you're not afraid to try new things. You're not afraid to do something different. You're not afraid to think outside the box. Yeah, Ashe. Now for this one, people automatically think of you as someone that they want to spend eternity with. You have the kind of love that feels eternal. They're not with you. They don't want to be with you for just a transitional experience. They want to be with you in order to last, to make love last. It's something that they really want to hold on to. And they truly feel like they can't get enough because they always want more of you. They see you as their lifelong partner. Okay? Oh, with this one, kind of similar to the dice, people know that you are able to think outside the box. People who are around you, they know that you are not afraid to be different. You're not afraid to think differently. And when you speak, you give such unique ideas that they want to hear more from you. They always want to hear your ideas because it's not something that they hear from other people. It's unique. You offer something different. And you're not afraid to be exactly who you are. And that's something that rubs off on other people, because with your fearlessness of being exactly who you are, it's sort of like contagious in the best way, where other people also are inspired to be who they truly are. you have healthy boundaries, okay? And that's something that is very respectable. It's something that perhaps some people have not enjoyed because they were narcissistic, and people who just want to use you and abuse you, they hate boundaries, right? But people who are healthy and who are truly motivated to connect with you in a healthy way, they absolutely love your boundaries. And there's one particular lover who's coming forward, and they have learned how to have healthier boundaries by watching you. I feel like this could be someone that things didn't work out with, but as you parted ways, they reflected a lot, and they realized that because of their experience with you, they knew finally what it was to have a healthy boundary with someone. I'm getting that this was someone who did not have a healthy example of good, healthy boundaries in their home growing up. And so their relationship with you, the time that they spent with you, was really a time for them to observe and to learn. 11:11 on the timer. Being with you was like opening up a portal to their own personal awareness and learning. So you expanded their awareness. All right, and then we've got, a cop car. So you are not afraid to blow the whistle. You are not afraid to draw attention to things that need to have a spotlight shine on them, okay? And this is something that people really love about you, because you draw attention to things that they normally wouldn't notice are an issue. And initially, some people have been like, well, is that really important? But as you opened up about it and shared awareness with someone, they were able to see that, oh wow, that's a different perspective. I never thought of it that way. This could be something that's like some sort of an epidemic, or something that systemically is an issue in society. It's something that some people have never noticed was a problem, just because we're in the matrix, and so many people are programmed to think a certain way about very big issues that are actually problematic. But you have drawn attention to certain things where it's like people are able to see that, oh, that is a problem, and there should be something done about that. Okay? So yeah, you've helped bring awareness to issues in society that need fixing, need change, need transformation. Okay? All right, let me pull from here and see what else it is that people cannot get enough of you. Talent. You are so talented. And I feel like this is something that you have been able to share. There might be something that you do creatively. I feel like for some of you, there's something that other people have observed you doing that's very creative, and it demonstrates your talent. It showcases your talent, your gifts, your abilities. You've been doing it for a long time. So for some of you, this is kind of specific, but for some of you, this is something that people have, what's coming to me is honored about you. Yeah, they feel honored to see your creative self. They feel honored to see you in action, whether you're on stage or you're creating something with your hands. For some of you, this is music that you create, and they feel so lucky to be able to witness that. It's also something about a person or people who witness you in action, creating something that they are not. 14:14 on the timer. Temperance, balance, and patience. They love that about you, and they love to see that when you are creating. Yeah. For some of you, there's something very technical that you do that other people are like, damn, I wish I could do that. So when they see you do something that you're very talented in, they wish that they could do it. And some people are inspired by that, and some people are envious of that. But either way, they really can't get enough, because they want to keep watching you do it. They want to keep witnessing you do what you do. Okay, so there's someone who has been in your presence, and this could be several people, but they've been, they connected with you at a time where they were going through something very sad. They were grieving. And what they found about you was that you were very uplifting. You have helped people to transform something very negative or painful, seemingly negative, right? Because grief isn't inherently negative. It just feels negative because it feels like pain. But you help them transform at a time when they really needed help. They needed some transformative power and some encouragement to get through something that was very difficult. For some of you, you helped a person or people get through a very tough time in a relationship. What's coming through is that for some of you, you helped someone get through a time or phase of domestic abuse or domestic violence that they experienced. For some of you, it was a very tough breakup that they were going through. And for some of you, it was the loss of a loved one, okay? The loss of a loved one. I'm also getting a fertility journey that some of you have helped someone get through a tough time when they were experiencing infertility. And you really shined a light on them in a very dark phase of their life. You were a huge source of light for them. And this is one reason why people cannot get enough of your energy. Okay, let's go to the archetypes and see there why people cannot get enough of you. Thank you, Spirit. Why can't people get enough of this beautiful being? Oh, well, of course, because you're watching a tarot reading. You are so mystical. You're so mystical. It's like you ooze spirituality. And it's because it's inside you. It's a part of your everyday life. You walk with the divine. You are mystical in every area of your life regarding romance, regarding your growth, your own personal growth. It's like when you see that there needs to be a change, or there's something that you want to, an area that you want to grow in, or something that you want to improve, you automatically go within. But you also look around you as well for examples of people who came before you, or any information that might be around knowledge that can help you and support you on your journey. You're extremely resourceful, and that's a part of being a mystic. Also, you go to the astral. You tune into your dreams. You tune into spiritual experiences that you've had. And you also tune into your past, conversations that you've had with elders or with people who meant something to you that you were able to connect with. You always draw from wisdom that you have inside you and that you're able to channel from the divine. Yeah. You're an excellent lover. You're an amazing lover. You're an attentive lover. You notice the details in situations. You pay attention to the details. You don't overlook things. Like, you can if you need to in order to get something done, but you always, it's like, as far as your romance is concerned and your relationships are concerned, if there's something that you are not able to give your undivided attention to, you put a pin in it and you come back to it later. But you never just step over something and are like, oh, let's just ignore that. You don't do that. You're not an evasive person. You're very attentive. You're very observant. And that is something that people absolutely love about you, because the way that you interact with people, it feels like love. Even when it's outside of a romantic relationship, you are a lover and you show people love. You allow people to feel seen. You make them feel seen and you make them feel heard because you tune in and you tap in. Ashe. Yeah, and this goes with mystic. Okay, so you, let's see, it says selfless devotion and dedication to spirit. Yeah, that goes right along with mystic. You're very dedicated to your spiritual path and your spiritual growth. And you're always considering how to elevate. And this is something that you always relate to other people. Like when people come to you with an issue or a problem, you always look at it from an elevated perspective. You're not the type of person that's like toxic. What do they call it? Toxic positivity. So you don't overlook the suffering that they're going through, but your goal is always to help them see that there is the possibility for growth and expansion, and that where they are right now in this problematic state is not the be-all end-all. That's what you do for people. You enlighten people as to the possibilities that they have for growth, for peace, and for expansion. That's one of your many powers. What else, Spirit? What is it that people cannot get enough of? Building blocks. You always help people to feel like there's a possibility of growing. Like, and also there's this sort of like this youthful energy about you where you don't overcomplicate things. You just want to keep it simple and keep it fun. You love to experience pleasure in life. And so when you have to build something, whether it's a business or something that you're doing for your work, or maybe something with other people that you're working on, you always like to keep it simple, and you like to get to the nitty-gritty of it. You don't like to add a whole lot of extra, because a lot of times people that add extra to stuff, it's because they want to feel important, or they have an inflated ego and they just want to hear themselves talk. But you always keep it simple and you get the job done. And that's one reason why people love being around you, is because you don't overcomplicate things. Especially as a leader, whenever you're in a leadership role, you never put undue pressure on people. You never overcomplicate things just to make it seem like everything is a puzzle and you're the only one that can figure it out. There's no complicated sense of ego that you ever add to a situation. Yeah, that's why people love working with you. Co-create, and that goes into co-creation, because people really love to create things with you. People love to build things with you. Do you notice that co-create and building blocks, like they're very similar? It's about how you build and how you grow and how you approach a problem or a situation. You're an excellent person to collaborate with. And what I'm getting is that there's someone who wants to collaborate with you, whether it's for a creative endeavor or for a relationship, for a partnership. There is someone who wants to co-create with you. For some of you, this is a person who wants to create a family with you. 2323 on the timer. Also, you give off like emperor, empress vibes, because I'm looking at this cheetah and it looks like they're on a throne and they're looking at their kingdom. And they're sort of planning like what's going to happen next. So you have a very expansive mindset. You don't look at things like, you know, just what's in front of you. As far as being mindful, yeah, you focus on the present. But when you're building something or when you're creating something, you consider everything. And you also add your mystical experiences to whatever it is that you're working on, because you come at things with your spiritual knowledge, and that helps to make everything richer and deeper. People love working with you. In fact, there are people who, like I said, someone wants to collaborate with you, but there are people who dream about that. Like they would love to create a business with you. They would love to work on something with you. They'd love to partner up with you. Yeah. Okay. Let's pull from this one. Thank you, Divine. Why can people not get enough of this beautiful being? What is it that they can't get enough of? I'm just hearing Barry White, can't get enough of your love, baby. Over and over and over. Okay, you are psychic. You are tuned in, tapped in, and people want to consult with you, especially about big decisions that they have to make, because they know that you're wise. They want your advice. They know that you have a really wonderful perspective, and they know that when they talk to you, you're going to add so much more to what they've already considered about a situation. They always want to know your perspective. They always want to get your input before they make a decision. Yeah. Divinity. Do you notice that this keeps coming through? Mystic, monk, nun, divinity. You're super spiritual. Very spiritual. And whether you use divination or not, that's a gift of yours. That if you haven't already tuned into that, you definitely will experience a lot of success with divination. But you might just meditate. You might just close your eyes and connect with the divine. But people know that you're tuned in and that you're the one to consult with before making a big decision. It's not just your advice, though. It's also just your presence. It feels very uplifting. It's very high vibe. People see you as being close to God. They know that you walk with the divine very closely, hand in hand. And they look up to you for that. However, they also know that you're not arrogant about it. You know, some people always go around talking about how spiritual they are. And they're spiritual narcissists. You know, it's like there are people who are like that, but that's not you. People love you because you comfort them, yet you also help them to expand their awareness and see things from a higher perspective. So it's a really beautiful balance. Okay, the Death card is here. You, first of all, you help people to process death in a healthy way. You help people to not fear death. You help them to be able to let go when it's time to let go of something, because they have observed you and they can see clearly that you're someone who has been able to let go and move on. People have witnessed your growth, your constant growth, and so that's something that inspires them. And so in this way, you allow people to not be afraid of death. They see that you have experienced endings in your life, but they've led to new beginnings that have helped you to be in this winning era that you're in. And so that inspires them. Okay? Yeah, new life. So this is the Ankh, and it's the key of life, you know? You help people to understand the process of transmutation, where they're able to connect with the divine and use whatever it is that they're going through as a process that helps them grow. So they look at you and they see what you experience day in and day out and how you process it. You never stay in a state of frustration. You always move forward. You experience the whole spectrum of emotions, but they love how you move through your emotions, and you allow yourself to always come back to a state of bliss or peace or confidence, something positive. Okay? Yeah. And also people see you as the key to life. You are life itself because you honor life. You live it to the fullest each day. People observe you being grateful, and that inspires them. This is something that really inspires people when they're in a relationship with you, but also just when they are around you. You know, something about you, you might notice that some people don't approach you in order to be in a relationship with you, but they kind of hang around and observe, you know? Like they want to be in your presence, but they don't necessarily approach you for an actual relationship. And one reason for that is that some people just want to observe you because they want to learn from you. They don't feel like they have enough to offer to you to be in a relationship with you, but they are so attracted to your presence and to your energy that they want to be around you because they're so incredibly intrigued by you. So that could be a little frustrating because in some cases you might be like, well, we can do this, like we can we can get to know each other, but it's because they're so in awe of your presence and who you are. They have to, like, this is how they're thinking. They have to be around you. They can't let you go, but they don't have the self-esteem that they would need in order to feel like they have something to offer you. 30 on the timer. So that's perfect with what I was talking about. 3, they want to collaborate, but 0, they never take the leap that's necessary in order to approach you for an actual relationship. And that's something that happens to a lot of people with your type of energy, where you are so mystical, you are so divine. They can't get enough, but they don't feel like they're in a position to really, you know, offer something to you as far as a relationship or even a union of some sort. Because they see you as the key to life. They see you as that. Karmic path. Okay. So some people are drawn to you because they know that they need to learn a lesson. If they don't know it consciously, they know it on a soul level. So some people cannot get enough of you because their soul is drawn to yours. They know that it is time for them to come into your life and you show them something about themselves. You might show them what they're really great at. You might show them what they need to, what area they need to grow in. You might show them what they need to let go of. This can make people very uncomfortable, but yet again, they are drawn to it. They can't get enough of it. So, unfortunately, sometimes with this type of energy, I wouldn't be surprised if you have certain Saturn placements in your chart where you have a close relationship with Saturn, where you are sort of heavily drawn to the energy of karmic lessons. And also with that death card, that could be Scorpio coming through, where it's like helping people experience endings in their life. But with this energy right here, you just naturally teach people lessons. And so you were meant to draw certain people towards you, not intentionally, it's just energetically it happens. It's sort of planned by the universe, you know? And they come into your life in order to learn something, whether it's something they need to let go of, something they need to improve, or an area they need to grow in, or maybe you're letting certain people know what they're really great at. And that is very addictive. So if you notice that some people just can't let go of you, they become obsessed with you, that's why. You have one of these spirits that was meant to show people things and open their eyes to things. And you know, a lot of times when we experience people like that in our lives, like you think about a great teacher or someone who imparted wisdom on you, you know, and shared wisdom with you. A lot of times people put people like that on a pedestal. And even though it's not healthy, they constantly feel drawn to that energy because you changed their life. Even if they felt like they didn't like it, they know deep inside on a soul level that they needed to come in contact with you. And sometimes people are very jealous of the fact that you have that power to show them something about themselves, you know? So that's a part of it too. All right, let's take a look in this this deck. Thank you, Spirit. What is it that people cannot get enough of with this beautiful being? All right, this says, fuck being nice. You know why? Because it goes back to that boundaries dice. You show people what self-love looks like. You show people what self-love feels like. And people are so drawn to this because a lot of people who come in contact with you, they have never had a healthy example of someone who loves themselves truly, and who is not afraid to step on toes or to ruffle some feathers if that's what is required in order to set the appropriate boundaries that they need in order to protect their sense of self-love. This is something that you show people, and this is something that you do, once again, whether it's a romantic relationship or just any relationship. You show people what it looks like to love yourself. And a lot of people that come in contact with you, they've never seen that before. They've never seen a person truly take action to love themselves. Music, this came through before. I feel like, okay, you either have an excellent, like, I feel like this applies no matter what, but you have excellent taste in music. You have excellent taste in music. But also, for some of you, you are very musically talented where you create music. But also, being around you feels like music. What's that song? Is it by Common? Just like music. Something like that. I think that's Common. But I'm thinking of Common and the kind of vibe he has. You know, it's like such conscious hip hop, you know, very conscious lyrics. That's what you feel like to people, is consciousness. To me, Common, he just feels like the sun. He feels like sun energy. He's bright, he's intelligent, you know, he likes to elevate people with his vibe and his music, and that's what you feel like to people, is high vibes, sun energy. You feel like creation. So when people are around you, or when a lover is around you, anyone, they feel like they can create because they're inspired. You inspire people to create and to do what they are truly called to do. Yeah, you feel like music. Yeah. Okay. Okay, they're saying to pull from this deck for the tarot. Thank you, Spirit. What is it that people cannot get enough of with this beautiful being? Okay, well, the Page of Swords. Yeah, they can't get enough of you. You might have some stalkers. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, let's say some observers. Let's keep it, let's make this a happy reading. Yeah. People cannot stop watching you. You might have, you know what I'm getting is that there are people who look at your social media like clockwork. Like, I see somebody checking at, like, they check when they get up in the morning, you know. They check when they get to work and they're in the parking lot. They check when they're on their lunch break. They check again in the parking lot in their car. And then they check when they're going to bed at night. Somebody loves to watch you when they're going to sleep. Like, you know, when they should be going to sleep. When they should be meditating and quieting their mind. They're watching you. Okay, but also what's coming through is that there's somebody who really gains knowledge from you. So if you post content like the spiritual or educational, there's somebody who is either in a relationship with you or they want to be in a relationship with you, and they learn from you. They learn from you. They don't tell you this though, which kind of sucks, right? Wouldn't it be nice if they would just open up their mouth and be like, you know, I love what you do. I love it. I'm inspired. But they just watch and they learn. So they're getting out of your content what you intend for it to be. But this person, they're one of those that puts you on a pedestal. So they don't feel like you need to be told that they find you inspiring. They feel like you would think that that's like, oh, okay, and because what I'm getting is that this person kind of has They're not an insecure person, but around you, they feel insecure. Okay? They're not insecure in most situations, but it's your energy that they feel insecure around, because they do feel like, because they are learning from you, they feel like you're here and they're here. But the way you would see it is like, hey, let's talk. We're eye to eye. Let's talk, you know? So you see your connection with them very differently than how they see it. Yeah, see right here, it says thirst for knowledge. They're so thirsty, and not like in a, not in that way like slang. They really do want to learn from you, and they love learning from you. You know what? This is right beside the fuck being nice card. This person, I think they would love to talk to you, but they feel like you wouldn't be nice. Like, that's their fear. It's nothing about you. There's nothing you need to change at all. But they fear that you would not be nice. But it's something in their mind. It's not anything that you've done to make them feel that way. What else, Spirit? Why can people not get enough of this beautiful being? They see that you're steady. They see that you're so consistent with your efforts, with your projects. They're truly impressed by your consistency. Also, they see that you have a consistent journey towards abundance. They see that you value your prosperity. This is something that makes you very attractive to lovers. This is something that makes you very attractive to friends, but particularly with lovers, because a lover would spend so much time with you, and they love to know that you have your own interests. They know that you have your own thing that inspires you. There are people around you who have been in relationships with people who are very needy, very like, yeah, very like, I see like a little kid pulling on like a parent's trousers or their skirt, and they're like, you know, play with me, do this, do that, you know. But that's the kind of energy that this person or these people have experienced with their lover, where their lover is very needy and they constantly want to be around them, which, you know, after a certain stage in a relationship, it's like you want to really make sure that you're doing your own thing. But you're 42 on the timer, but you're also loving spending time with each other, but there's balance there. So that's one reason why you're so appealing and people can't get enough of you, is because they know that you've got your own things going on. That is so appealing. Yeah. What else, Spirit? You help clear out confusion. Like, there are people who have watched you go from a state of not knowing what to do, and they've watched you jump over a hurdle. They've watched you move beyond an obstacle. Lord Ganesha is coming through. You might work with Lord Ganesha. But they've watched you move beyond a hurdle, and they're like, damn. And it's very helpful and inspiring to them, because there are people who have watched you go through something that they went through, and they realized that they stopped when they were in that situation, but you kept going. That's why you're very inspiring to people, because you always are able to move beyond the Two of Swords and get to a place where you are doing what you wanted to do. You're doing what you intended to do. And so people see that you never stop. That's why, moving past that Two of Swords, you're always able to be here with the Knight of Pentacles, because you never quit. Some said, look at the bottom of the deck. So you've got Strength and Temperance. This is your vibe. You are strong. You are courageous. You are not ever in a place where you allow your body to rule you. Like, your animalistic nature, you're in control of that. You can be in that vibe if that's what you choose to do, but you don't ever let it rule you. 44 on the timer. And that is so attractive. There's somebody who admires you. They're so attracted to the fact that you don't let your desires run your life. There's somebody in particular, this could be a lover or a love interest, okay? But they have experienced people in their life that have allowed their passion, like their lust, to control them. And they see you and they're like, wow. And it's not that you're the perfect balance, because you're not stuffy. You're not arrogant. It's like you still have fun. You actually have more fun than a lot of other people that they've observed. You know how to enjoy life. But the reason why you enjoy life is because you're balanced. You don't let any one particular emotion or desire to run you. And so you're really able to enjoy life. And so that's perfect. How, the Strength card and the Temperance card, you're balanced. Also, they see you as an earth angel. Yeah. People can't get enough of you because you have total earth angel energy. They know that you do things because you're inspired to help people. They know that your main motivation is to share goodness with people, help people out, boost them, teach them something that maybe took you a while to learn, and you're like, let me save you some time. Also, that's one reason why lovers are so attracted to you, or love interests are so attracted to you, is because of your balance. You're able to be wild when you want to and have fun, but you never are driven by extremes. You're never driven by extremes. It's also that they see that you're family material, you know what I mean? Like, you're someone who they would not just want to be with for a little while. People want to live with you. That's what I'm getting with this Temperance card. Like, people want to live with you. People do not see you as annoying. They see your energy as refreshing. They see your energy as calming. I'm looking at this water down here. You're intuitive. You're calming. You know how to do things. You're good with your hands. You might be good at cooking. I'm seeing that with him pouring the water. Yeah, I feel like you're really good at cooking. And you put love into it. Yeah, that'll apply to some of you. Some of y'all might not like cooking. And that's cool. But you're still good with your hands. There's something that you do that's really good with your hands. Creating, that's coming to mind. You're lucky. You just feel like luck. Also, you know how to get out of tough situations. You're very crafty. You're very intelligent. You know what's coming to mind is MacGyver. Now, that's from back in the day. That's from way back in the day. I used to love MacGyver. And you know, he could save the day with a paperclip and an eraser, you know? But you're very resourceful. You're extremely resourceful. And so you know how to get out of a bad situation. And in fact, there are people who love being with you because they feel safe with you. And they're like, if I'm ever in a tough situation, I want to go through that with you. Like, you're the kind of person that people want to go through the apocalypse with, if it ever happens. You know what I'm saying? If there's any kind of apocalyptic type of situation, you're the person that people want to be with in that situation, because they know that you're reliable. They know that you're able to use your intelligence to shift the energy of a situation. And you're also just very lucky. One more from here, Spirit. You feel like the 9 of Cups. That's why people can't get enough of you. And you know why people love you so much is because you fill your cup and you always make sure that you're taken care of. And one reason for that is that you have healthy boundaries. You're not afraid to say no. And so people know that that is why you're able to show up with those 9 cups. And people feel very lucky and blessed to be around you and to have you in their life. And what's coming through with this is that there are people who have not treated you as you deserve to be treated. And when you parted ways, they felt like all their 9 cups were empty. They did not feel the way that they wanted to feel, but they didn't realize that you were the reason why they felt so great until it was too late. They realized that you were their blessing. You were their 9 of cups. But they realized too late that they should have been helping you fill some of those cups. Or at least if they weren't going to fill them, they shouldn't be pouring it out. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be pouring your nectar out. You know what I'm saying? Those cups are filled with nectar. Sweetness. The sweetness of life. Yeah. That's what's coming through, is that somebody has realized that you were their 9 of cups. And now none of their cups are full. They're all empty. These are the breaks. That's what happens when you don't respect collective. You lose out on the perks, right? It is what it is, collective. All right, I'm going to pull, I want to pull some of these archetype cards. I love these. Thank you, Spirit. Why is it that people cannot get enough of this beautiful being? Why is it that they can't get enough? Okay, you know when to retreat. You know when to go into solitude. You respect your own energy. You respect your vibe. You're not afraid to be alone. And that's something that a lot of people can't understand about you, but they love it. Because when you are alone, you gain wisdom. That's one reason why you're so wise, is because you're not afraid to be within your own energy. You know? Yeah. You're a protector. People feel safe when they're around you. I'm getting that lovers find this very attractive about you because they see you as a wonderful parent and also a great lover, especially if you're masculine. They see you as an excellent protector. I'm getting that for some of you, you're feminine, but you're a badass. You are able to protect yourself and protect your loved ones. If you have children, you do an excellent job of protecting them, not just physically, but emotionally as well. You help your children to process their emotions in a way that helps them to feel safe in this world. In a very unsafe world, right? You help your children and other people as well to process their emotions in a way that helps them to feel safe, to feel grounded. You nurture their root chakra. You are a divine protector. And you help teach people to protect their own energy. Very powerful. You're a very powerful being. Oh, the mother. You support. This is Cancerian energy, by the way. The others were Capricorn and Cancer. Yeah. Well, I don't know why the Hermit there is not Virgo, but maybe they don't go based on the tarot. It's an intuitive deck. This is Cancerian energy, the mother. Supportive, nurturing, and you love unconditionally. What else, Spirit? You're an artist. Yeah. So creativity kept coming through. And your creative energy is very, very contagious. When people are around you, they awaken to their own gifts, why they're here, what they're supposed to do. And if you've noticed that some people have resisted your presence, one reason is because you help people to awaken to their calling, and some people just, it's more than what they are ready to do, to sign up for living according to their true purpose. And so they were not rejecting you, they were rejecting the work that they need to do. That your soul is reminding their soul, hey, wake up, you're here to do this. But they still can't get enough of you, because even though they resist it, they constantly think about you. Some of the people who perhaps left or did not, you know, like if you experienced ghosting from somebody or something like that, they still stalk you. They still watch you. They still want to know what you're doing, because there was something about you that awakened something within them. It's just that they weren't ready to answer the call. But they were supposed to. And it has intrigued them ever since, the fact that you stirred something up inside of them. And that's where a lot of times you have that narcissist dynamic, where they come back and hoover because they want to be in your life, but they're not ready to step up to the plate and be responsible and respectful. And ain't nobody got time for that. If they're going to be in your life, they're going to treat you right. You know what I mean? Or else they can get to stepping. The visionary. You have the power to, this is Aquarius energy. You have the power to see things from such a beautiful perspective, and to see things that other people don't see. You see what other people don't see. And it's because you are constantly looking into other realms. So a lot of times what other people think is impossible, you're like, why? Like, you genuinely can't understand how somebody can say that that's not possible, because you see it, you feel it. And when they can't get enough is when you set out to manifest what it is that you've seen, that they're like, oh, there's no way that you could do that. And they see your consistency, they see your dedication. And then when they see that you are manifesting it, they're like, that's when it sets in. They can't get enough. They're intrigued by you for life. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, I know. I wanted to pull one of these. Okay. Let me check something. That is, yeah, that is Capricorn. I just can't, I'm like bugging because I can't believe that this Hermit card is Capricorn. But that's okay. It's still Earth energy. I've just always associated that with Hermit, with Virgo. But why not? Why not Capricorn? It makes sense because I'm a Capricorn moon. And I am definitely a Hermit, okay? Thank you, Spirit. Why can't people get enough? Don't you feel like that one is coming out? Let's take it. Ooh, I like it. Let's see, why else can people not get enough of this beautiful being? Okay. This is a whole message right here. So you've got thunderstorm, baggage, and hammock. So this is like a whole message right here. Like, this is kind of related to the death message, where you allow people to see what they should let go of. When you come into a person's life, sometimes you feel like a thunderstorm. It's like they did not expect it. And it's not something that they anticipated. But it feels so magical. You feel so magical to people. And so powerful. And so mystical. Because is that not a force of the divine? Like, look at that. And People experience sudden change and cleansing energy by you coming into their life. And so what they see is that they're in need of releasing baggage. Like I said before, Spirit was bringing through that you show people what it is that they need to let go of. You know? And the thing is that if they stick around for that painful part where they're having to release and let go of things that maybe they weren't planning on letting go of, then they experience the greatness of this peace and relaxation and serenity. They're able to rest and relax. Being with you feels like a vacation, you know? And it's like sometimes you have that part where, okay, think about it, like when you travel out of the country, yeah, you get jet lag, right? There's a little rough spot, right? Because we got to work out the kinks. If there's something that needs to be let go of, we got to let go of that, whatever. But then, once you pack your stuff up and go out and sit on the beach, it's like, you know? Yeah, that's the impact that you have on people. It's beautiful. And you're beautiful. All right, beautiful being. I hope that you enjoyed these messages. I hope that they provided clarity and comfort and good vibes. And thank you so much for tuning in. I love you. And I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.